I was on a podcast today. Somebody had me on and she said, "Oh, it's so cool what you're saying. So I just want to give it to this one point. So how were you able to be certain, right? Because you seem, she used this word 3 times, you seem so certain of everything. So, for so many people, that's so hard. So how did you gain that certainty in this way that you're living?" And I said, by completely surrendering that certainty. And she just looked at me and then we like unpacked it. And I was like, that's the girl walking on the beach. She's not trying to hold on. She's not needing to be certain. When you're in that place of I am, that part of you doesn't need certainty. You're fine. You're more than fine. You're surrendered at ease. There's no pushing. There's no rushing. There's nothing. It's just so good. It's like, wow, I've got love for every species, every person. You're just full, right? That's it. You don't need it, right? It's amazing. It's like 3 breaths away. It might be 9 thoughts away, but you can find yourself in that place of alignment with the stream. And now you're letting the stream dance you. You're letting life dance you. You're taking yourself out of the place of having to control it all. You get to receive it all. Do you feel that shift? Controlling it all, in charge of it all, or enjoying it all, receiving it all. It's like, are we really in control of like, who's going to be walking down the street when you just so happen to take your walk, and who your daughter's going to make friends with, who was put in her class, who's, no, but depending on how open and receptive you are, it's amazing how much you can sort of start to be a match for, right? And where you're going to be led and which way you're going to go with the ocean. All right. So, we're going to go more into money today, which I love because, it's true. Like money is such an incredible exchange to have access to that resource. We can get so much freedom with our time, right? The more of it we have, we get more options, right? Where we can stay, where we can travel. So, this is going to be so fun. So, Colleen, how are you feeling right now coming off of that meditation?
It's one of those things where, it's like you hear your kids laugh and it never gets old. It's the same thing, right? It just, you can never get enough of dropping into that feeling. And it's like you say, we'll come up with all these reasons why we're too busy to take the time to go and do it. But then the minute we do it, we're like, that's just the best feeling ever, right? So it really is about just training ourselves to get in the habit of doing that more and more and more, because it's so rewarding.
I agree with you. For me too, even though I've been doing it for a while, every time I go to do it, my body is so addicted to suffering and being busy and worrying and planning, right? That I have to like say, no, like this is, and then within like 11 seconds, I'm so happy and I want the meditation to keep going and all of that. And it's so cool because the more you do it, it becomes so much more satisfying and stimulating. And you start to see your life just multiply with possibilities. And you go, I don't get it. I sat down and meditated. How could that happen? Then 3 days later, this opportunity or this thing or these words came out of my mouth, which led to this book deal or this place I was invited to. How did I wind up on a yacht a week later with this amazing woman who's now my new best friend? It's like, yeah. And then you get like hooked. You're like, okay, I think there is something to the way I'm casting a certain vibration. There's a certain imprint I'm making with how much I'm available for. I was on the phone the other day with, I won't say who, but a friend of mine who's starting a podcast, and we're on Zoom. And he was just telling me, he's like, well, here's all the reasons why I'm concerned. And he talked for like 25 minutes and he was like, and I haven't started, and who's to say it's going to make any money, and who's to say, and I have no followers and nobody's listening, and why would anyone listen? And he went on and on and on. And I said to him, let's call him Ralph. I said, Ralph, you feel all this? I was like, wow, that is like boulders of resistance. And I said, no one's coming to save you. Like nobody came to like tap Clive Davis on the shoulder and say, you're going to become Clive Davis now. You ready? Put this hat on, put this shirt on, let's go. Like that doesn't happen, right? Like you generate it. Like how much you can decide, how much excitement you can just be in this ride for, how much you can get generous, how much you can stop worrying about. I just heard Gary Vee saying he says this all the time, but I heard him saying to like a little kid, right? This kid was like 11. And he's like, you do me a favor, stop looking at how many subscribers you have. Okay. Just make content. Like, just show up for it. Show up, be excited, just be like, I'm doing this. And I remember when I started the podcast, and this woman who had me on today said to me, so how did you grow such a big podcast? And how are you now at like 1 million downloads a month? And I said to her, when I started, I didn't ever say, I'm going to do like 12 shows and see what happens, or I'm going to do this for 6 months. And I was like, I'm doing this. So I want you to actually do this with with whatever it is that you are desiring. I no longer want you to say, yeah, so I'm trying to do a podcast, or I'm trying to start this business, or I'm trying to be in a better relationship. I'm starting a podcast. I'm in a great relationship. It's a fait accompli. Like, you're doing it. You're a stand for it. You're a match for it. That's it. And in my mind, it didn't matter. It didn't matter how many downloads there were. It didn't matter how fast it happened. It was like, I'm putting this in the world, boom, like an atom bomb, boom. And wherever it's going to lead is going to be so exciting and so adventurous and so amazing. And I swear to you, I'm not just saying it. That's how I felt. I've always felt like that. It's just like, put that atom bomb desire. I am doing this. I am here for this. I am this. And let's go, right? You just spin the wheel, like, let's go. You just dance in that stream.